If you guys are low on dough and need some coins to help your team grow, head over to aoeah.com for the cheapest and fastest Madden 22 coins. Use my code RUSH at checkout for 3% off your order, link in the description down below. What is good, everybody? We're going to be doing the U-Trips offense today, a full scheme breakdown. I think it's the best offense in the game, so let's get right into it. One thing I will say before we start, I will have all the written versions available to my subs over on Twitch. It's only $4 during the month of September, so if you want the written version, just go sub over there. I stream a couple times a week, and then we'll get that ready for you. Just send me a Twitter DM with a picture of you subbing. That way I know that I can give you the written version. However, if you don't want to, just watch the video for free, sit back and relax. So let's start with personnel. What you need here, okay, is you need to have two good receivers here and here, okay? I'm gonna leave Ayuk here, he should be fine. Deebo Samuel, we'll leave him on the outside here. This guy is gonna be your bomb player. This guy right here is going to be just your best overall player, but he does need to have speed for sure. If you have two similarly fast players, I just put him here where Ayuk is, but if you only have one fast player, then I'd probably just put him here where Deebo is because we have a couple bombs that we use with the receiver out there. Okay, so right here, everything I have is fine. What we're gonna do for our audibles, we're gonna leave the play curl flats. I absolutely love this play. Now the next thing we're going to do is add in, if I can find it, the Pats Y out. It was the first one here, so put that there as your second option. Okay, now we come down here, Pat slot out, that's number 3, and then here we go for the number 4. It's going to be the tight end whip. So those are my 4 audibles. As you can see right here, I kind of go through my audibles pretty frequently and I change them. So don't think these are the absolute 4 best plays in the formation. That couldn't be any farther from the truth. But for terms of audibling for now, this is what I like to see. So we're going to start off with the one play touchdowns here. And we're going to start off with the play, if I can find it here, Pat slot out. Okay, so here we go, Pat slot out. Playing press man coverage, and you're gonna see here a lot of times, let me move this back a little bit actually, a lot of times they're gonna be sending 5 people at you in 3-3-5 wide, and if you're not blocking anyone, you're kind of screwed. Okay, what I love about this play is you don't really need to use any other route aside from Brandon Ayuk right here. So again, they have to be playing press man coverage, but if they do play that, what you're going to see here is that he's going to get wide open over the top. Now, what I like to do personally is putting Sanu on a zig route, putting Mostert onto an out route, and then blocking your tight end. Again, just to pick up the pressure that they have. But you'll see here, against press man coverage, all I have to do once he gets out of the animation is lob it over the top. So bam, I wait. Now I can lob this football over the top. And it looks like a tight, scary throw. But if you know anything about Madden this year, if you have that much room, you're getting it every single time. Now, if you're playing a deep route KO, this probably won't work because deep route KO is a very good ability. And if you're that close, it'll get knocked out. However, I'm about the only person I've ever seen online running deep route KO, so it really shouldn't be a problem for you. What I'm going to do again here is go exactly like this. We'll do it one more time. Again, you can do anything with the other 4 receivers that you want. All you need is that route by Ayuk, that stock outside release fade here, and you're gonna see, bam, we wait for him to get outside, and then we just throw it over top on a bomb, and you see we're burning him every time. Ayuk isn't super fast. If you have a short and elite receiver, this will be absolutely better as well because that first cut is within 10 yards. So he will run better routes that way if you have short and elite on him. Again, you don't need abilities for this offense, but if you have it, just makes it even better. So that is the cover 1/cover 0 bomb when they're pressed. When they're not pressed, it's harder to bomb it, but if you just put crossers and slants on the field, you'll tear them up every time. For the cover 2 bomb, Pats Y out is the play that we're using here, and here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to streak my tight end, going to drag Deebo, and we're going to assume they're in press man coverage as well because most people are running press everything. So press zone, press man, it doesn't matter. But our first 2 adjustments, put your tight end onto a streak and then drag the outside receiver. Then from here, you can either leave Mostert on that route or put him onto an in route. It's up to you, but you're going to see this wheel route over here by Sanu. Gets wide open. Make sure you pass lead to the outside. And you see, if you have a faster guy there who doesn't have 3.4 speed, he's definitely going to go out for at least a 50-yard gain. But you will get a touchdown a lot of the time as well. Let's say they just baseline, okay, like this. I see a lot of people baselining in this year's game as well, the pro players. You can do the exact same setup and you'll see just have to wait for that cloud, and then you can throw them to the outside every single time. As you see right there, if we have a faster receiver, we can definitely get out for a one-play score, no doubt in my mind, because I've done it before throwing that route. So just be careful about the safety. Make sure you pass lead it all the way to the outside. But aside from that, in my opinion, it's a really, really good bomb. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to do cover 3. And cover 3 is just one of the harder defenses to bomb out of U-trips just because of the alignment of it. But we do have a bomb ready and set up for you guys. So the way we're going to do it here is we're going to put that guy there, the slot receiver, onto a streak. Put your solo receiver onto a curl, and then put your running back onto an in route. And make sure, a very important step, block your tight end. The reason why we're blocking a tight end is not only for one to pick up blitzes, but it also helps with block sheds on the defensive line when you block your tight end. So we want him blocking when we run this. And what you're going to see if I set this up, give me 1 second here on defense, you're going to see the standard Mike Blitz 3 setup here. Maybe we put this into a cloud flat type defense, but you're going to see here, we're going to have this route to Samuel wide open down the field if we just get enough time. So you see here, we wait, and he's wide open. So that's going to be your cover 3 bomb, your main cover 3 bomb that I love to run. If they start deep halving their safeties, this will not work because, again, the deep halves don't get pulled down the same way this year. So let's just do a little something like this. If they do something like this where they deep half him, or they just invert that left side and make it a cover 2, this won't work. However, most people aren't doing that at the highest levels because deep thirds play aggressively on some routes, and it's kind of good to have it. So if you just mix up this bomb here and there, it's going to be really, really good for you. So those are the first bombs I have. The final bomb I'm going to show you guys today is going to be the cover 4 drop bomb. And I'm working on cover 4 match beaters right now. But for cover 4 drop, what we're going to do, if I can find that defense real quick, is we're going to use the play PA fork, okay? That play PA fork, in my opinion, is one of the glitchiest routes in the game on that right side with that post route, if you know how to use it. So all we're doing here, streak your slot receiver, block your tight end. Make sure you block your tight end. You don't want him going onto that delay fade because it'll auto release. It'll make your blocking horrible. You just don't want it. From here, I'm going to drag Ayuk, and then you can like put Mostert onto an option route. It's really up to you. Put him onto an out route, but I usually like to block him. What you're going to see here is we're going to wait, and we're going to wait for this B route to get over top. And once he clears that safety, we're going to throw it all the way to the left, and he got bumped right there. So it wasn't as clean, but trust me, you'll definitely be able to get him in stride. So let me run it again here. I'm going to press my defense because, you know, most people would. Then just do a little something like this. You can leave the play action. You can block the running back. It's really up to you. But what you're going to see here is, bam, if we wait, right when he's crossing that safety, we throw pass lead to the left. We get it over top. Jimmy has no throw power, but if you have like a Daniel Jones and Mutt, I can make this throw no problem. So really don't worry about it. Something else you can do is smart route Samuel, and it'll go kind of like on a shorter route here. And you're going to see that is very beneficial because he still gets over top, but the break is shorter. And you see, bam, it's a bit closer with that safety, but he does get over the field faster. So it's really up to you what you want to do. I usually just keep it the other way. Just leave him on that stock route, and then we're good to go. I'll double team this outside guy sometimes too, just to make sure he gets pancaked or something. And you see right there, he gets up. That's crazy. He gets up, but the post will always be open against the cover 4 drop look. Now let's talk about the run plays. I'm going to put them into my audibles momentarily just to show you what we're doing here. I want to talk about the wide receiver screen first. And what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to put Trey Lance in the game. And again, he's not a great quarterback. He's only 74 overall, but he does have the Daniel Jones level speed in this game here. So we're going to look at the wide receiver screen. I have a whole video on this already, so I'm just going to link that for you guys below. But what you're going to see here is even against the meta type defense here, against 3-3-5 wide, let's just try and get this. There we go. Just like this, you'll see that we can do something like this and get a big play. It works against every defense except for a nickel 2-4-5 double A gap. That's the only thing it won't work against, but everything else it's effective against. Dropped a whole video on the scenarios and all the different ways to beat the defenses. Go watch that video. This is a super, super cool gadget play that I love, and I think everybody should have it in their arsenal when they're running U-Trips offense. Now we're looking at the halfback power, and really, in my opinion, compared to what we've seen before with the 5-6 trap last year, I really wouldn't say there's a whole lot of a difference in the effectiveness of the run. You know, it's really up to you which one you like more. But you see here, like, I'm really expecting 4 yards every time I run this play here, the halfback power. It really doesn't matter what you're doing. As you see right there, there's 4 yards. We'll audible into the 5-6 trap now, and you're going to see the exact same deal, okay? You're really not expecting huge gains on this play. And as you see right there, you can gap shoot the 5-6 trap as well, but what you're really hoping for is just to get a couple yards, and these plays are really good for it. Now, obviously, if my guy picks up the linebacker right there, I have about 5 yards of space, but he didn't, unfortunately. Bam, as you see right there, about 4 yards. So the run plays, they're decent. They're about as mid as you can get when you're running any type of offense here. So use them when you want. But again, the wide receiver screen is my favorite run in the game. Right now, it's a gadget play, but it's still very, very effective. Now into the plays here. We're going to start off with the curl flat play just against a random defense here in 3-3-5 wide. And what you're going to see, my favorite setup in the entire game for any play is to put him onto a hitch route, that solo receiver, and then put your tight end onto an out route. There's no defense in the game that can guard this. As you see, the hitch right there gets wide open against zone. That combo on the left side, to me, is one of the easiest but simplest things to do in this entire game with the U-Trips offense. So again, hitch him, put Kittle onto an out route. Just read the field. As you see right here, against man coverage, you can try and get that to go. Sanu's horrible, so obviously it's not going to work right there, but I've gotten that route open plenty of times against man coverage. So just again, make your reads here. I look at the hitch route first, but then I also look at this route by Kittle right here. As you see, the out route cooks every single coverage in the game, man, zone, you name it. So honestly, the first read that I would honestly do is just look at Kittle here. You see he's open, so I'm going to throw him into the flat right there. Get your 5 to 25 yards every time. Again, I say 25 yards because if you get it upfield, you're going to be good to go. So here we go. Again, just going to see, we wait, and against zone, it's going to be cool. Against man, you can try it. It does work sometimes, but they have acrobat. Please do not throw the football if they have acrobat. Last time here, you guys kind of get the point by now, but here's the setup. Just throw what's open on the play here. You see Kittle right here is wide open, so I'm just going to throw it to him, get it up the field. It's a very simple play, but very effective because the reads are super easy, and it's hard for every coverage to guard here. So the second setup I have for the play curl flats here, okay, if we look on the screen, we're going to put the running back onto an out route. Okay, what I'm going to do from here is also out route the tight end. Okay, I'm going to bring this guy over. We're going to put him onto a slant route, and that's basically what you're going to be doing with the setup here. You're going to see it beats man, it beats zone, it beats everything. We have that motion slant here against man coverage. If you have short and elite on that outside receiver, that's very, very useful for sure. But again, here's the setup. It's very simple. If you want to, you can leave Ayuk onto a curl, or you can put him onto a streak route. Really up to you what you want to do here. But again, we can wait for that running back route out of the backfield. The out routes this year are so good. And you also have the tight end out route that we talked about with the last setup here. So it's a great setup here. What you can also do, again, I talked about that streak route, but you can also do this, where you put him onto a slant and then streak this guy here. Just make it look a little bit different. But as you see right there, we get that slant. Very easy money, and that is going to be setup number 2. The third setup now, very simple. All we're going to do is streak Ayuk, and that is it. You can out route the tight end and running back if you want, but we're going to snap Sanu at about right there. And we're just going to take what's open. You see in the flat right there, Kittle's open. I would honestly opt, if I were you, if you have time, again, if you have time, put the running back and the tight end onto out routes like this. It'll just be a lot better for you. As you see, out route gets wide open in the flat. It's really just up to you to make the right read here. All of these plays have multiple reads that you can hit against any coverage. It's just about finding what's there and taking it. All right, so Pat's Y out. We went over 2 one-play touchdowns earlier, and those to me are some of the best setups that you can run with this play. However, I'm going to give you guys another setup that you can use to kind of just do anything you want to your opponent. So we're going to zig RB. We're going to put A onto a streak, and then we're going to put X here onto a curl. And what you're going to see is we have reads all over the field here. As you see, against man, we have that zig route. You'll also have the out route to your running back against man. So it's just a very solid setup against some defenses. Let's say let's just go into like a Mike or no, let's do Tampa 2. Let's do this, for example. So what people might do here is man up the receiver here to the slot and do a little something like this and lurk the middle of the field. What you'll see here is if they're doing anything like that, this route to Samuel is going to get wide open in the middle of the field. Just throw that right on his break and do a possession catch. And it looks like a risky throw. It can be. You just have to know what you're looking at. It's, again, a very risky read, but it's high risk, high reward because you're getting 15, 20 yards if you complete the pass. So, again, we're going to wait here. You're going to see against cover 2, it's not really something you can throw unless the user's in the middle of the field. But my main reads here are going to be the zig route, the out route, and the curl. Let's look at the backside here. So you see that route gets wide open by the running back. That was just a really bad throw by Trey Lance right there, but again, it was still open, and that's really what I just want to show you guys here, is that these passes are getting open. So if we wait, you see that curl route gets wide open right there. Just so many different things you can do in this setup, in my opinion. It's not one of my favorites, but it's definitely a good one. So now we have Y option wheel, one of my favorites in the entire formation. And what we're going to do is we're going to put Sanu onto a flat route. And I know he already comes on a stock flat route, but when you motion him over, he's going to stay going to the right instead of flipping and going to the left. We want this angle when we motion him over going to the left side. The next thing that we're going to do here, if I look at the setup that I have, is going to streak the tight end. And then what we're going to do from here is we're going to put the outside receiver onto an in route. Okay, so we have a clear out route for that post. We have a clear out for the wheel. Then we have a backside in route. And we're going to snap it at about right there. You see against man, Ayuk toasts man. That post route is so good this year. One of my absolute favorite routes in the entire game, if we're going to be completely real here. And this is really a zone beater. If I'm going to be honest, I would not be running this a whole lot against man coverage. It's a zone beater. But when you do play zone, what you're going to see is you're going to have great success with it. So bam, we throw it right there. It's about 15 yards. So use this wheel route if your running back, just isn't being utilized in the game enough and your opponent's user is going to the right side to guard the tight end. This is the perfect opportunity to get him involved in the game. Okay, so as you see one more time, we're going to put him out here on the flat route. And you're going to see, just throw it inside to your running back. Very, very simple. Let's move on to setup 2 now. And what I have here for this one is we're going to zig our slot receiver. Okay, so this RB guy, we're going to zig him. And then from here, all we're going to do is block our tight end. And we're going to motion this guy over and put him onto an out route. Again, a very weird setup. We're not going to motion snap him like we do in 90% of the plays we run. We want him to set on the outside, but that out route is going to do a really good job at pulling away any flat zones. And that guy on the right, Sanu, what we're doing with him on that zig route is giving us a man beater along with the post. So really the left side is going to beat man, the left side will beat zone, the right side will beat man, and then the post route is going to beat whatever it wants, really. That's how good it is this year. But you see, we wait, we can just pass lead that to the outside against the cover 2. Very, very easy. So the reason why I'm blocking the tight end is if they're sending any type of blitz, you really want to be blocking your tight end this year. So we'll do the exact same thing. If they want to do like the Mike Blitzo blitz, something like this, a concept right here. Let me actually flip this here. Just make it a little bit more realistic to what you'll see in the game. Blocking him gives you the ability to not only, again, stop block sheds, but it also just gives you more time in the pocket to hit your quick reads that we have on the play here. So the way I'm reading this is I'm reading the running back first. Then I'm going to read the zig route. Then I'm reading the post route. You're not ever throwing the out route. It will never be open, but the Mostert route here, the Ayuk route and the Sanu route all get open. You see against man coverage here, RB gets open, and then if you wait as well, you're going to see Ayuk gets open if Trey Lance can pass the football. So just one of my favorite concepts to run in the game when you talk about beating the blitz and making sure that you can have quick reads that are effective and also have a deep bomb. Like Ayuk, you can score touchdowns off that post route. That's how good it is. Watch what happens here. Bam. That out route was open right there just because of the way the zone matched to it. I said it would never get open. It does like 5% of the time, but it's not really something that I'm running in the game a whole lot. So one last time here, again, let him set. Do not motion snap him. And as you're going to see here, I'm gonna look on that right side. We have Sanu. He beats his man. We get outside, and that's about 20 yards right there. So again, Y option wheel, one of my favorite plays to run in this playbook. Let's move on. So now we're gonna talk about this play Scat, and if you watch D-Croft play any type of Madden, he really loves this play. I'm not crazy about it, if we're gonna be real, but it is still a good play, and we're gonna talk about it today. So what makes this so good is that route by Sanu, and it just gives you options. If you want to smart route him, you can turn it into like a corner route, maybe fade that outside receiver, do a little something like this. It's not really a setup I run a whole lot because there's better ways to attack the sidelines, but if you look here, you can take your flat route every time. It's really up to you what you want to do. But my favorite setup out of this that we're going to be talking about that I actually do use is we're going to put the tight end and the solo receiver onto drags. We're going to put Debo onto a streak or a fade. I prefer fades, but you can do streaks as well. And then we're going to block our running back. Now from here, I'm motioning over Sanu, and we will snap him after he gets to Ayuk. So right there, we'll snap the football here. You're going to see right there we have the tight end. Just creates a great little mesh concept underneath with a post route over top that can get underneath any type of zone. Let's do it one more time here. As you see, snap the football right there, and we're going to wait. X is open if I want him underneath, so we'll just take that every time. Go up the field for about 25 yards. That's how good the drags are this year. So that setup right there is one of my favorites in the game. Now, what we're going to talk about is zone beaters, pure zone beaters. I just want to make sure we're in zone right now. Really, all I do, we're going to put Kittle onto a curl, Sanu onto a hitch, and Samuel onto an out route. This is going to be the best spacing concept in the game, in my opinion, because you have guys everywhere. There just isn't a way to guard all of these three intermediate curl slash hitch routes. So what we're going to do, snap the football. My immediate read is to Mostert. If you don't see anyone following to the flat, it's a great quick throw, and he gets up the field quickly. Like as you see right there, he gets up the field really quickly, and you can make that happen every single time. So again, just want to make sure we are in zone here. You're going to see now against the cover 3, the exact same concept. I don't know if Mostert will be open to the flat. You see that guy's following him out, but now we have that X route right there. And let me show you what really happened, because we had at least 2 routes open on that play. So if we look here, I'll just zoom out a little bit so you can see the whole field. What you're going to see is that route I threw to Ayuk, that spot route, is open. You can technically throw this flat route right here. Not a read I would really make, but you know, if there isn't anyone trailing to the flat, it's something I make all the time. Watch what happens here. You see how this guy's open and this guy's open? There's no way the user's guarding both of them. And I assume, right, that this guy here is going to be the user or this guy here. And these two guys are both making it so this curl can't be open. There's absolutely no way that they can guard all 3 routes at one time. There just isn't a way if they're playing pure zone. They have to man dudes up. They have to do everything like that. So again, against pure zone, this will work. It's not something I will ever run against man coverage. It just isn't effective like that. But against the pure zone look, you'll have guys open all over the place. Bam, we have the hitch route again, but we also have the route to Ayuk. So use this in your arsenal. Very, very, very good spacing concept. The best in the game, in my opinion. And also look here, bam, you throw it out to the running back. Gets a great animation moving up the field. We get about 5. So use Scat. This honestly could be in your Audibles. It's really that good. But let's move on now into our next play. The play Pat slot out now. As you see here, I already made the adjustments for you. But if they're playing a press type cover 3, what we're going to do is block Kittle and put Mostert onto an inner out route. Really up to you. But again, it's going to beat cover 3 the same way that it beats man coverage here, press man coverage. So we're just going to wait for him to get out of that animation, and then we're going to do a lob pass over the top. And you see he just has 1 step on him, and that's all you need in this game to get a touchdown. So again, press cover 3. As long as there isn't another player playing over top, that'll be pretty easy every time. And again, if you have like a Joey Galloway with short and elite, it'll be incredibly good. So utilize that however you want. But what we're going to do now is go over the main setups that I like here out of Pat slot out. One that I really like here is what we're going to do. We're going to put Ayuk here onto a slant. We're going to put Mostert onto an out route, and then we're going to motion over Debo Samuel. You have a bunch of high-low reads on the field. It's just a great concept. Snap it at about right there, and you're going to see if we wait, you know, you have X all the way across the field. Let me just get him in real quick. Make that read a bit earlier. But really my main reads on this play, if we're going to be honest, is I'm looking for the running back, I'm looking for this corner route, and I'm looking for the slant. So snap him at about right here, and you see here, that corner route is boxed, but we can still throw that running back route, get about 5 yards. And then against zone and man, if you have short and elite on this player right here, he's really going to do some damage for you. And by that player, I meant Ayuk right here. So let me just get this settled real quick. Bam, there's our setup. Right here, as you see, the corner route is wide open because there isn't a flat zone to play that. So that's really why I motion it over. It keeps the defense honest and makes them play the flat really when they don't want to, but we're still attacking the middle of the field. Like, don't get it wrong. We have that route by Ayuk here, and we have the post route by the tight end. So this setup here, in my opinion, just very good. As you see right there, just wide open. That slant route gets a super release off the line. I want to see that again, dude. That was a super release off the line. So we'll do it one more time here. We'll motion over Deebo Samuel, and bam, as you see here, he just gets separation. Like, he just gets separation down the field. And Ayuk, he's only like a 78 overall, so it's not like he's Devontae Adams or Tyreek Hill. He's doing work just on a regular slant route. So I really love this setup. What we're going to do now is talk about setup number 2. And the way that I like to run this here is we're going to wheel Mostert. We're going to put Ayuk here onto a flat route. And then we're going to put Sanu onto a drag and motion him over, okay? What you're going to see here is if we snap him right here, you're going to look at the running back wheel. So that's taken in man. But we do have the motion drag right there. So I can take that every single time. Also, as well, if they're playing man coverage, you can try and hit that post route if you have like a short and elite, mid and elite type player, or even deep and elite works as well. You'll see here, you might get a little separation and be able to throw that pass. It's risky, but it's really a route that I use to get the user away from the middle of the field and to just pull him deep. You also see on the back side here, Deebo gets a little separation right there. So if you wait, he could be open. But again, the setup is going to be to wheel your running back, put Ayuk onto a flat route, and then motion over Sanu and put him onto a drag. Just like this. We'll snap the football here. It's man again, as you see right there. Overthrown pass. Kittle, he had separation on the break, but he lost it. So I only keep that route in the middle of the field because of how effective it is at pulling away the user. So that's why it's here, but we're looking everywhere else on the play. If you look here, bam, we wait for the running back. Low ball possession, that right there. You can get it if you want. So just take the open read, a good play. Let's move on now. Here we go, tight end whip. The first setup that we have here, very similar to what we did with the last play. But the difference is this time we have a post route from Ayuk instead of a slant, and we have a clear out by Sanu. So here's the look here. I like to snap Samuel in motion, but you can't let him set. But all we're doing, streaking Sanu and motioning over Samuel. You're going to see here, if we wait, we have that out route. But now we're also going to have that route way over top. And you see we missed the pass, but he's wide open, right? What I also love about this play is against man coverage, you'll have that tight end whip route basically every single time, okay? The reads here are the same. I read it from left to right. But here, as you see, the left is taken. So I'll just hit Kittle right there. About 5 yards. Very, very easy route concept. So I'm not going to dive into it too much more. Again, just streak that receiver right there, the slot guy, and then motion over your outside receiver. You'll see here against man coverage, which I think this is right now, you have the whip route and you have the post route over the top. So it takes a lot to guard it. Most opponents on their first try won't be able to. So again, mix it in. Very effective play. Second setup we have here, we're going to streak or fade Deebo. Again, I prefer fades, but you can streak him if you want. Then what we're going to do here is wheel Mostert, and we're going to motion over Sanu. I'm going to put him on an in route because the other one's kind of weird. We're going to snap him right here. And you're going to see we can wait for the wheel route, we can wait for the post, we can wait for the in route. All of them will get open. I just want to go through the reads. I didn't really look for anyone on this play, but what you'll see here, I'm looking at him first, okay? So he's open. I'm throwing that every time, okay? This in route, right when he breaks in, you can do a low ball possession, and that'll be very catchable, okay? What you'll see here, this post route, if you pass lead down and away, he will be able to get open as well on the sideline. So basically I have 3 routes that are getting open on the sideline. And that wheel route is really just to pull away any type of cloud flat on the play here. So again, this is going to be our setup, and we're snapping the ball about right there. and you'll see right there, the wheel is open, so I'm taking it. If you see it open, just throw the pass. I prefer possession catches with them because you don't want the running back dropping it. But again, like, it's just very, very good. It's a very, very good route concept here. And we'll do it one more time before I move on. You see he's open. I'm throwing that pass right there. We get about 15. So many open plays, in this formation that we can utilize here. This is just another one of those plays. Now we're going to be utilizing the play halfback Sluggo. The really only setup that I will be having in this ebook here: zig Ayuk and put your running back onto an in route. Your first reads are going to be the zig and the seam route to Sanu. You see here the seam isn't open, but the zig is, so I'll take that every single time. Throw it a bit earlier. Don't want to throw it that late, but again, it beats man and zone. That seam route against cover 3 is very, very good. As you'll see here, it doesn't get open, but the in route also gets open, so you can throw that pass, and you have a blocker by that curl route getting up the field. Something else I want to mention too, if they're playing in any type of hard flat here, so let me just go into let's do cover 3 hard flats, something like this. What you'll see here is if you wait, Samuel's also going to get open. So I'll wait, and you see I can low ball that curl right there if they're playing hard flats and just make it work. But that's the setup that I like out of it. I'm really, really looking for that seam route by Sanu. And then again, we had the Tampa 2 one-play touchdown earlier that we talked about. Let me check into that real quick. Again, all you need to do is zig this guy. I like to hitch Ayuk and then put Mostert onto a wheel, something like this. And you see against cover 2, that outside receiver, wait for him to pass the cloud, then you can throw that pass up the field for a one-play score. So halfback Sluggo, not a play I run a whole lot in the game, but when I need it, it definitely helps me out. We're going to move on now into our next play, and that play is going to be the tight end deep out, the last play in this ebook. So this play is very, very good. We'll talk about why in a minute, but it's also a play that you can put into your audibles if you want. That's how good it is, and it also has a post route that I love so much by that receiver. So use it to your advantage. Let's get right into the setups. So this first setup here, very simple. All we're doing is putting Sanu onto a zig route. You're going to see here, depending on what coverage they're playing, we have guys open all over the field. So let me press the coverage here, okay? And you'll see if we wait, we're going to have Kittle right there on the curl route. It's an option route basically. Against zone, he'll sit down. Against man coverage, he will go out on the out route. So it's a very unique route. Right there, I got sacked for no reason. But let's just go again here. You're going to see against zone, we can wait for this post route over the top, and it's just going to be a very, very easy play. I love that post route. Another thing here, you have the running back out route against all types of zones, so utilize that definitely to keep your opponent honest. As you see against man, Kittle just breaks. That route is so good against man coverage. Please, if you're running this, use that option route. It's in this play and the Y option wheel. It is so good. So please, again, use this play to your advantage. For the second setup, all we're doing here, put Kittle into an out route and then curl Sanu. What you're going to see here, he'll beat man coverage, but he'll also open up a window against zone for the curl or the post route. Really, just have to find whichever one is open here. But again, here's our setup. We're going to snap this football, and I'm going to wait. As you see, that curl opens up an even bigger lane right there for the post route. So just a great concept to have. Something else that I like to do just off the top of my head here is to do a little something like this. You can either hitch your curl Sanu, then put Kittle into a drag and wheel your running back. As you see right here, throw the drag route. If he's open, you see we get yards. It's a very simple concept, but again, one of my favorite setups out of this is to curl your slot receiver and put Kittle onto an out route. You'll see here, he gets open on the outside, so take him if he's open. Just so many great things you can do with this play. I absolutely love it. The final play of the ebook is going to look a little bit like this. So I'm going to in route my running back, put Kittle onto a drag, and then curl Sanu. What we're doing from here is motioning over Sanu across the formation. We're going to snap the football right there, right when he gets to that route. And you're going to see if we wait long enough, he just sits in a really nice spot in between the zones, and we can low ball possession that curl route. So last time here, before we end the video, I appreciate you guys for watching as always. If you want the written version of the ebook, sub to my Twitch and then send me a DM on Twitter and I'll get that for you. But you see, literally everything's open here. I could throw I could throw that curl route, I could throw the post route. Basically everything's open on the play. Let me go into instant replay and just show you what I was seeing here. So bam, if we wait, you see Sanu, if we wait long enough, he's open here on the low ball curl. This guy right here, Kittle, he was open a long time ago. He was open right here on that drag route. This guy here, Mostert, he's open as well to the flat. You see, this is a cover 2 look, so we can throw this ball immediately to the outside and try and get lucky with it. I don't recommend it, but you can. But then you also see Ayuk here gets wide open in this area of the field too. So everything's open, man. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.